Well, so this here is the Mercedes GLC, and what is this car all about? Well, essentially, it's an SUV which is based on the Mercedes C-Class. Well, so the GLC will take on the likes of the Audi Q5 as well as the BMW X3. So has it got what it takes to cause some ripples in the already competitive luxury SUV space? We'll find out on the show today. Well, so here I'm driving the Mercedes GLC, and remember this car comes with two engine options. There's a petrol motor as well as a diesel. Well, so the diesel engine that we are driving today makes about 170 bhp of power as well as 400 Nm of torque. Well, all that power is transferred to the four wheels through a 9-speed automatic gearbox. Yes, that's not a mistake on the brochure. It is actually a 9-speed gearbox, which is the maximum number of gears on any car in this segment. And really, you might actually be saying that, 9-speed is a bit of an overkill, but once you do drive this car, you will realize that 9 speeds might be a bit of an overkill, but it really is a joy to use. Well, this 9-speed gearbox is without a doubt the best gearbox that I have ever used on any car across any price range in India. And not only is it very quick to respond to your throttle inputs, even when you of course use it in the manual mode by using the pedal shifters over here behind the steering wheel, the gear shifts are done in a millisecond. There's no lag at all. So fantastic job from Mercedes in that department as well. Well, the best part about this engine is its sheer responsiveness, and unlike some of its rivals which tend to start responding only after around 2000 rpm, this one feels pretty responsive from around 1600-1700 rpm, which means that if you like to drive your car yourself in the city, then driving this one should not be a big issue at all. And in fact, it really is a very breezy affair. It feels like a petrol motor in terms of responsiveness, and really does have a lot of agility about itself and keenness when you are of course using that throttle all the time. Well, so the suspension on this car is pretty good to deal with most of the potholes, and in fact it really does feel like you're driving this car on a carpet of air, because at slow city speeds it does annihilate all those bad patches of roads without any problems at all, and it really does soak in the bumps very well. Now, even though it might not be as agile as say a BMW X3 or maybe even the Land Rover Discovery Sport, it does offer you decent driving experience, and the steering wheel is pretty sure-footed, and the car with its chunky tires on the outside really does feel very well planted, even if you are pushing it in a high-speed corner doing speeds which are pretty quick. And this is one of the best cars for people who enjoy the thrill of driving but also enjoy the backseat, so it's got a good mix of comfort as well as agility. Well, in terms of overall refinement, the Mercedes GLC is definitely ahead of the Volvo XC60 as well as the Land Rover Discovery Sport and the BMW X3, and is at par with its other rival, the Audi Q5. So even when you're pushing this car hard on the highway and doing speeds in excess of 100 kph, the cabin is pretty well insulated. And like most other Mercedes cars, once you shut this door, you are really cocooned from the world outside, and there's hardly anything which really does enter the cabin in terms of noise. And really it is one of the best SUVs for sheer comfort as well as noise isolation inside the cabin in this segment at the moment. Well, what also adds to the sense of driving and appeal of this car is this very plush and very upmarket cabin. In fact, it really does feel like a miniature version of the GLS, which is of course based on the S-Class, and really everything is very premium and very posh, and there's hardly a material that you can fault. In fact, it really does feel like a very special place to be in, and the seats also are very comfortable, and the best part is that the AC vents have a little circular knob between them which controls the throw of air. So really Mercedes has given tremendous attention to detail to the cabin of the GLC. Along with the command center as well as the dynamic modes for the driving, this car really does come very well kitted, and to know more about the features of this car, you should head to our website by clicking on this link over here and find them out for yourself. Well, another good thing that Mercedes has been doing for a while now is positioning of the gear lever inside their cars, and even on the GLC, just like other Mercedes cars, it's placed over here on the right hand side of the steering wheel, which means that all this place over here is freed up for other controls. So fantastic job by Mercedes in terms of practicality and attention to detail. Well, so here I'm in the back seat of the new GLC, and as you can see, headroom is more than adequate, and kneeroom is pretty good as well, and I have place below the front seats where I can stretch my feet. Now, in terms of comfort, this car really is one of the best in the segment, because the seat support is very good, The angle of the backrest is pretty good as well, and overall the cushioning on these seats is excellent for even the tallest of tall passengers. Well, even though there is a hump in the floor panel, the footwells are large enough to accommodate the feet of anyone who's sitting here in the middle seats, so it should not really be a problem for legroom. And because the car is pretty wide at the back, sitting three over here in comfort over long journeys should not be a big issue at all. Well, so if you are someone who buys an SUV for the sheer image it offers and gives it to the chauffeur to drive, then you will be having no complaints about the back seat of the new GLC. Well, so overall the BMW X3 might be the best driver's car in the segment, and the Land Rover Discovery Sport might still be the best in terms of practicality as well as off-roading capabilities. It is the GLC which comes across as the best overall package. And why is that? Well, simply because it offers you a supremely refined as well as punchy diesel engine, it offers you a very posh and the best in class cabin, and all that along with that Mercedes logo up ahead and this striking design on the outside makes this the best all-rounder at the moment in this segment. Mercedes' new tagline of nothing but the best seems to be truly perfect for this car.